California has long been known for its stunning landscapes, from rugged coastlines to vast forests and towering mountains. But in recent years, these same landscapes have been ravaged by increasingly devastating wildfires. As the state faces one of the most intense wildfire crises in history, many wonder, why are California's fires so destructive, and why have they become more frequent and severe? In this video, we'll explore the key factors contributing to the growing intensity of California's wildfires. Climate change and rising temperatures. The primary factor behind the growing devastation of California's wildfires is climate change. Rising global temperatures are increasing the frequency of extreme heat events, which dry out vegetation and make it far more susceptible to burning. In California, prolonged droughts and higher temperatures have created the perfect storm for wildfires. Not only does the vegetation become drier, but the fire season itself has lengthened. Wildfires are no longer confined to the summer months, they can occur year-round, stretching the state's firefighting resources thin and giving these fires more time to spread and cause destruction. Windy conditions, the role of Santa Ana and Diablo winds. Another major factor contributing to the severity of California's fires is the strong, dry winds that sweep across the state. These winds, including the Santa Ana winds in Southern California and the Diablo winds in the north, can gust at high speeds, often exceeding 50 miles per hour. The combination of dry vegetation and powerful winds allows wildfires to spread incredibly fast, often before firefighters have a chance to respond effectively. These winds can carry embers over great distances, igniting new fires in areas that seemed safe from the original blaze. The Urban-Wildland interface, communities in the path of fires. California's rapid urban expansion into previously untouched wildland areas is another key reason for the devastation caused by wildfires. Many of the state's most vulnerable communities are built near forests, grasslands, or other natural areas prone to fire. As people move into these urban-wildland interfaces, the risk of wildfires increases. Unfortunately, homes and infrastructure in these areas are often not built with fire-resistant materials or adequate preparation. When fires do strike, they quickly destroy everything in their path. The loss of homes, businesses, and lives in these vulnerable regions is a tragic reminder of how the growing urban sprawl contributes to the scale of wildfire destruction. Overgrown vegetation and fire fuel. For decades, fire suppression policies have worked to put out every wildfire before it spreads. While this approach was aimed at protecting communities and preventing large fires, it also had unintended consequences. Without regular, controlled burns to clear out dead vegetation, forests have become overgrown, creating an excess of dry, highly flammable fuel. When a fire does start, the dense vegetation allows it to burn hotter and faster. This fuel buildup has made recent wildfires far more intense, with flames that can reach heights and temperatures that are difficult to contain. Human activity, sparks that ignite wildfires. Human activity is often the catalyst for the fires that devastate California. While natural causes like lightning strikes can start wildfires, human activities, including power line failures, equipment malfunctions, and arson, are significant contributors. Faulty electrical equipment has been linked to some of the state's most catastrophic fires. For example, PG&E has been blamed for starting major fires due to poorly maintained power lines. Additionally, with more people living in fire-prone areas, there are more opportunities for accidental ignitions, whether from discarded cigarettes, campfires, or even fireworks. These human-caused fires can quickly escalate into uncontrolled blazes, compounding the problem. Firefighting challenges, limited resources and difficult terrain. Even with modern firefighting techniques and equipment, the scale and speed of California's wildfires presents serious challenges. The state's rugged terrain, combined with extremely hot and dry conditions, often makes it difficult for firefighters to access certain areas in time to prevent fires from spreading. Even with air support, ground crews can face significant obstacles in containing fires, especially in remote or mountainous regions. The sheer number of fires, especially during peak fire season, means that resources are stretched thin. And firefighters are forced to prioritize lives and critical infrastructure over preventing damage in less populated areas. The role of invasive species in loss of natural fire-resistant vegetation. Over the years, invasive species have taken over large portions of California's natural landscapes. These invasive plants, such as cheatgrass and eucalyptus trees, are much more flammable than native species and contribute to the rapid spread of wildfires. As these plants proliferate, they create an environment that is more prone to intense fires. This loss of natural fire-resistant vegetation further exacerbates the danger. Public awareness and preparedness. Finally, while many Californians live in fire-prone areas, public preparedness remains a challenge. Even though California has made significant strides in raising awareness and improving early warning systems, many people remain unprepared for a fire emergency. Evacuation plans are often chaotic, and essential services may not be able to reach affected areas quickly enough. In many cases, fires spread so fast that residents don't have enough time to evacuate safely. This can result in tragic loss of life and property, especially in densely populated areas where people have fewer escape routes. Conclusion: the growing crisis. As we've seen, the growing devastation of California wildfires is the result of a complex interplay of factors, from climate change and overgrown vegetation to urban sprawl and human activity. These fires have become increasingly difficult to control, and their consequences are becoming more severe. Addressing the crisis will require a multifaceted approach, including improving fire management practices, increasing public awareness and preparedness, and taking significant steps to mitigate climate change. The reality is that California's wildfires are unlikely to become less destructive in the near future. However, with better planning, resources, and community involvement, the state can take steps to reduce the impact of these fires and protect its residents and ecosystems.